Winter's finally here. Check this out. 60 or 70 mile an hour winds out there. Bang on, bang in the middle of optimal, bang in the middle of optimal.
Back the room for 2 seconds.
Winter's finally here. It's been really cold the last couple of days, and in this video we're going to be testing out this ash. Now ash is a really good in-between birch and oak in terms of how it reacts in the fireplace, but we're going to put it to the test today. How long will it burn for? What kind of heat can we get out of it, and how easy is this stuff to light? So let's check it out. So we've actually got a really nice selection of the ash here. Just take a look at this, and you can see by the grain there that this is quite an old piece of wood. So old wood does tend to burn a lot better than new wood, as it's a lot tighter. But that one piece weighs 2.3 kilos. So you know the score by now. We need to get to 3 kilos just like this, and we'll get it in the fireplace. So I've managed to get bang on 3 kilos, which is in pounds 6.6 pounds. So let's get this in the fireplace. All of the bark that comes off the trees, I tried to get it in as well. Just helps a little bit with the kindling. This is kiln dried ash, and I'm really impressed with it actually. It looks like some old, heavy, really dense wood, but this is how we've got it set up. We've got 3 kilos of the kiln dried ash, we've got a little bit of kindling in there and a fire lighter, and we're going to set the stove up. So as you know, open both vents fully and let's light this up. Ash firewood is really well known for the heat that it gives off and the consistent, steady burn times that it produces. It also burns really clean, but that does come at a cost these days. We're going to close the door here and we're going to wait to get up to optimal. Because ash is so sought after in the wood stove burning kind of world, it's actually quite expensive to buy like I've bought it here. So we're going to work out around about £1.50, £1.60 per kilo delivered to me, which is quite expensive when you consider some of the other tests that I've done. Now if you buy it in bulk, I'm sure it's a lot cheaper than that, but this is just my findings buying a small amount like this. I actually bought 20 kilos and it worked out about £1.50 per kilo delivered. So a couple of minutes in, check this out, look at that. The ash has started to catch really well in there, and we are up to 200 already within a few minutes. Another really good thing about the ash firewood is the aroma. The fragrance is amazing, and it smells like it's really fresh and kind of refreshing at the same time, and very clean smelling firewood, which is a really nice bonus for something that burns so well and is so dense. So it's a really windy day today, and you will find it sometimes when the wind is fighting with the fire in the fireplace itself. And the only thing you've got to be mindful here is don't shut your valves down too early, and don't close the door a little bit too early as well. So just make sure everything's up to temperature first and you'll be good to go. And I've actually had the fire on with 60 or 70 mile an hour winds out there, so it's no problem at all. It's just being mindful of the weather outside as well. Here we are at the 10-minute mark. Everything has caught really well in there, and we have just hit low optimal, which is perfect. It took a little while for the fan to get going today, as we are fighting a wind out there. And as you can see, 20 minutes in, we're still low optimal at the minute. I'm going to crank that up to mid optimal, which is bang in the middle for us guys, and we'll run it from there. I get asked a lot where I get the blowtorch from. There's a link in the pinned comments below. That's an affiliate link. If you use that link, it helps me with the channel, but I really like using the blowtorch. It gets some really direct heat straight into the fireplace, and this thing comes in handy for more than just a fireplace, in life in general. Coming up to the 40-minute mark here, look at this. Bang in the middle of optimal, perfect. As we are fighting a little bit of wind out there, we are going to be closing down the bottom vent as always, but the top vent we're going to be keeping open about 20 or 30%. Because if I shut it down any further than that, then the wind that's coming down the system is going to affect the fire and pretty much put it out. So we need to keep that fire going a bit. But I still think at the hour mark here, We've got plenty of fuel in there, and I think we're still going to get some really good burn times, but let's check it out. Can't burn a bit of ash without checking the moisture in what we're working with, so let's check it out. So we've got some really nice ash here, so let's check out this little slightly smaller piece, just out of interest. This piece is 11.1. Let's try one of the bigger pieces. Look at this, look how gnarly this piece is, look at that. Beautiful. Let's see what this is reading. This piece again is 11. Kind of split the wood in half and check inside. And this piece is 11 as well. An hour and a half in here. Just take a look at that in there. Perfect. And also, look at this. Still bang in the middle of optimal. Just popped over there, the 400, which is quite interesting. So it seems it's got a little bit hotter over the last half an hour or so. So if you are seasoning your own wood, it's actually cheaper to buy unseasoned wood and then season it yourself. It's really good practice to, once you've seasoned your wood, to split a load of it again and then check the moisture inside, and then you'll know if your wood is ready, because sometimes the moisture on the seasoned wood is slightly different on the inside than it is on the outside, but it's just good practice just to check. At 10% here, 10 to 12% here, we got no problems at all, and we're way under that 20% recommendation. So the wind seems to have died down a little bit now, and I've managed to turn down the vent another 10 to 15%, so the bottom vent now is open about 10 or 15% in total. And as you can see inside, it's really kicking out some serious heat now, this ash is, which is really good to see. It did take an hour or so to get up to temperature properly today. But, you know, it's been a cold day and a windy day at that as well. And this is the reality, you know. Sometimes you're fighting against nature as well as trying to keep the house warm. And let's check the temperature out. Look at this. Bang in the middle of optimal. Perfect. So we just crept over the 2-hour mark here, and believe it or not, some people actually choose their firewood based off the characteristics and the flame, or what the flame looks like. And I've got to say that the ash has produced a really good heat so far, and it's actually quite a pretty flame on it as well. Check that out. We're coming up to the 2.5-hour mark, but just check this out here. Look at that. We still bang in the middle of optimal, which is perfect. And we still have quite a lot of fuel left in the fire as well. Check this out. Wonder how long this will last. Considering it's winter outside, it's not a bad temperature to have in the house. I left my post for 2 seconds and he's taken my place. So the way the ash is burning there is a really good representation of how this burn has gone. It's been slow and steady, but here we are at the 3-hour mark, and you can see it's still got quite a lot of life left in it. So I wonder when this will need refueling. We're not far off, but it could be 15 minutes, it could be half an hour, we'll see. But as you can see, it's still going pretty well. At the 3-hour mark, just check the temperature out. Look at this. We have just dropped below bang in the middle of optimal, but we are still kicking out a good 380 or so, which is really good. I think it's fair to say that it's time to refuel the fire. Just listen to that. So we're going to refuel the fire with this big piece of ash, and we've also got this slightly smaller piece as well. Just watch how quick this goes up. Whoa. Just look at that. So it's fair to say that the ash firewood can definitely give oak a run for its money at 3 hours and 20 minutes in, which I think is an amazing burn time. It also kicked out some amazing heat. We had a few obstacles to overcome in this video, fighting the wind at first, etc. But we got there in the end and we got some really good results. If you'd like to see some other interesting videos that are on the screen now, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Pow!